Gentlemen, today we are taking a look at your trimmer, or a trimmer that you may be looking to purchase, but not necessarily the trimmer itself, but what the trimming blade is made of. Because whether you are looking to keep your hair looking good or your beard or goatee looking sharp, you will run into mainly two options for a trimmer blade. You're going to run into metal as well as a ceramic option. So today we're going to take a look at both so that you can make an educated decision when it comes to buying or replacing your new trimmer head. Metal trimming blades come in three varieties. You got stainless steel, you got carbon steel, and then you also have titanium. Now, because we are looking at home use, most of them are going to be stainless steel, so we're going to be focusing on that particular metal blade today for this video. Some of the pros of having a metal blade include the fact that they are fairly strong. They will probably not chip or break on you, even if it's like dropped, because let's face it, it is metal. It would take quite a force to do so. Overall, the metal blades are probably going to be a little bit lower priced than the ceramic that we're going to talk about in a little bit. Now, for the cons of a stainless steel blade, although it is stainless steel, it can still get a little rusty or a little gunky on there if you happen to just throw it into a drawer wet, or it manages to get wet, and that can be a pain to clean out, or you're going to end up having to replace it. Stainless steel blades also can dull a little bit quicker than its metal counterparts and the ceramic. Along with dulling a little quicker, it is a little bit heavier than the ceramic is as well. And when it comes to cutting hair with a metal trimmer, it isn't recommended to be cutting wet hair, as it just doesn't work quite as well. Now we're going to take a close look at the ceramic blades. Most ceramic blades are going to be white, as well as you can get them in a gray as well. Now, because I was curious, I had to look and see how they actually make ceramic blades. Because to me, it feels like plastic, but it's definitely not. As what it is it is a powdered ceramic, usually zirconium oxide, that is pressure pressed into the shape of the blade, and then it is fired to solidify all the little grains into one piece. The pros of a ceramic blade is that, well, it just doesn't heat up as much as a metal on metal blade does, which means that you don't need to be quite afraid if you're using it for a while and you need to do a little bit of touch up. You're not going to end up, feeling a nice warm spot on your skin. It is also a little bit lighter than your metal blade is. Because it's not metal on metal, although the bottom part is metal, you're not going to be able to get quite as much rust on it if you do happen to mistreat it. Now, believe it or not, through my research, I found out that the ceramic blade is actually harder than the metal blade, which means that it does stay sharper for longer than the stainless steel will. And in case if you're wondering, I found that the hardness scale of the ceramic is about a 8.4, while the stainless steel runs about a 4 to 6 on the same scale. Because it is so hard, it is more prone to chipping or breaking if you drop it. Now, one thing that I also found out is that you can cut wet hair with a ceramic, and it's not going to have some of the effects that they recommend against for the metal one. Now, that does kind of get into more professional hair cutting, but it is nice to know that if you're going to trim up your beard, that it can be damp at the very least to cut it with your ceramic trimmer. Now, although both of these trimmer blades can be sharpened, it's going to be probably more expensive and harder to find somebody to sharpen a ceramic one than your standard metal one will be. Personally, I don't think, unless if you are cutting several people's hair in the household several times a month, that you're ever going to really need to get these sharpened, because chances are the shaver body is probably going to go dead before that. Unfortunately, for this video, I was unable to show you guys a direct comparison with a metal blade versus the ceramic blade in this beardscape, because the metal blade that I've been showing you guys is actually the Zero blade, which you can't really do a good comparison of compared to the ceramic blade, because one is adjustable, one isn't, and to me there's just too many differences. However, I can say that I've used other trimmers before, and I absolutely see a difference between a ceramic one and a metal blade on a trimmer. Final thoughts on this information. Me personally, I see way more positives in a ceramic blade than I do a metal blade. Now, a lot of this information information was given from the perspective of somebody that cuts hair all day long, and it just happens that most of the people that are commenting on this subject or writing articles on it happen to be people that cut hair for a living, and not really necessarily somebody like you or me that is just using it to trim up their hair a little bit or their beard, or, you know, clean up down below. So I do suggest doing a little bit more of your own research on the particular shaver that you may be thinking about getting to see what people think of it, because there's a whole lot more that goes into a good blade versus a cheap one that's just gonna pull your hair versus cutting it. Both the ceramic as well as the metal blade will get your beard trimmed up, your hair looking good. It just really boils down to which one you want to run in your trimmer. Hopefully the information provided to you in this video was helpful. If it was, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. And of course, if you've got anything or any thoughts on this topic, either professionally because you're a barber or a hair cutter, or you've used both, I want to hear your experiences and your thoughts down in the comment section. And if you want to know my thoughts on the Brio V2 or V1, make sure to go ahead and check out this playlist up here, which I'll actually be adding a couple of videos to here coming up soon. Down below, that's going to be a video that you're going to enjoy as well. Until next time, as always, you have a good one.